Hey everyone, Craig Williams here, back with another video. In this video I'm going to cover some techniques for mastering, and hopefully you guys will be able to use these techniques with your own plugins that you're using, whether it be from Ableton or whatever, and hopefully you get your tracks sounding a bit better so you can use them and play them out on the dance floor without having to send them off to get mastering, which after a while can get a little bit expensive. Just a bit of a disclaimer that I'm by no means a professional at this. There are guys out there that have been doing this for years, so this is just some stuff that's helped me get along, and hopefully you guys will get something out of it. And also, if you are looking for people to master your work, I've noticed a lot of people are posting up that they will do mastering for X amount of dollars, and that the first thing they do is advertise what plugins they've got. At the end of the day, anyone can just download any amount of plugins, so just be aware, try and look for the experience a person has and what tracks they have released, or what stuff they have mastered, and then go from there. Don't worry about so much what gear they've got, because at the end of the day, in my opinion, mastering is just down to experience and just time and knowing how to get the best out of a track. So with that said, let's go. So this is a track that I will be releasing through 9G Records. It's the B-side to a track that I did with a friend of mine. This one's called Lima and the first track's called Honey Badger. I'll just give you a little bit of a listen. So there you go, there's just a little bit of it. It's got like a little acidy line in there. So first up, I've just bounced this down as a 2-track. There's no reason why you can't just insert the plugins onto your master bus and then just bounce it out when you finish the session, when you've still got the full arrangement, and just go from there. I just like to put it into a 2-track like this, and then because sometimes what you can do is cut different sections of your track and then pull them down, and then what you can do is to pull those sections down and then add filters to different parts. So you might have a high pass filter, and then it will just drop down onto this, which would be just with no filter, so you get a nice little impact, same as what you would if you're DJing. They're just little things I like to do, but for now just going to leave it without any filtering. We're just going to be concentrating on the mastering. So first thing, one other thing is that I'm going to try and I've used all Logic plugins for this, so you don't have to worry about going and buy any third-party things. And also, if you're using Ableton, you can just use the built-in plugins for that as well. First thing I like to do is put a low cut on, just to take out the frequencies that you're not going to hear, and it's sort of things that can add a little bit of mud to your mix. Also, I've got the little multimeter here, so this is showing me the frequency, and then obviously it's very mono there. It's just showing me the stereo spread. Next up, what I like to do is to put a little bit of compressor on there, a little bit of compression on the track, just to kind of glue things together. So all I've got is 2-to-1, really fast attack and sort of like a medium release, and then I've just got between 2 and 3 dB gain reduction, and then I've just got 3 dB of makeup gain. Again, that just helps. I find it just helps glue everything together, so it just helps sort of push the mix together a little bit more. Next up, I've got the EQ, and what I've done for the EQ is I've just gone through, so then while the track's playing, I've just gone through and found parts of the track that I think that I wanted to stand out a little bit more. And then I've just come and just knocked them down. It's only like small 2.5, 3 dB increases. So you should be able to... That's without. That's with. You can just hear a little bit more presence in there, and I've just done that for each one. Like this one here is the sort of the crack of the snare. This is more the hats and just the higher sort of white noise. Down here just sort of got the meat of the kick. So I've just gone through and just picked out a couple of key elements that I wanted to just to boost a little bit in there. Next up, I've got another compressor, and I've got this one set to a really slow attack and a really small release. And I've found that this just helps add a little bit of a pump to the track. Different compressors will give you different feels, and obviously the different settings in here will give you different feels. Like see, that one doesn't really work like that, but I found that the VCA, which is supposedly similar to the SSL bus compressor, that's the sort of the feel that I wanted. So got that, and then next up I've got channel EQ, just taking a tiny little bit out of the mids there. This helps just clean up the mix a little bit more. Always keeping your eye on the frequency chart. Just while you're getting used to it, you don't sort of know what's out there, and obviously sometimes with your speakers as well, you can't hear the full spectral range. So that this is always a good, just to keep sort of going back to that, just to be sure. Next up, I got a spreader. I've got nothing below 2K. I flicked through a couple of presets just to see which one sounded the best, and then I just tweaked this one, the light high frequency spread. Just helps spread a couple of the hats and the white noise out, and it just helps add a little bit more to the track. And you can see if I go to the stereo image, just adds a little bit more there, and you can definitely hear it when you've got headphones on. And the last up is the limiter. So if we take all of them off, go from the start again so you can hear what's going on. So there you go. I don't really have any secrets or anything like that, or anything that I would do different. If I wasn't using Logic plugins, I'd be doing exactly the same thing. I'd just be using different plugins to get different sounds, or obtain different sounds. So, but just the way that it is there is pretty much how I do it. So hopefully you got something out of it. If you got any questions, feel free to drop us a line. Until next time, see you later.